Welcome to Ancient Africa Explained, and thank you for watching till this stage. This is the part 3 and final part of the videos I dropped earlier, Ancient Africa, what African countries were called before colonization, lost kingdoms revealed. To be able to follow up in this part, I would advise that you go back and watch part 1 and 2 of the video before you come to this final part and other to understand the history very well. Our journey now reaches the southern reaches of the continent, where mountains meet vast grasslands, deserts stretch toward the horizon, and the oceans embrace Africa's final shores. Long before modern nations emerged, Southern Africa was a landscape of thriving kingdoms, pastoral societies, ancient trade routes, and some of humanity's oldest surviving cultures. These lands were never empty. They were alive with civilizations that built kingdoms, forged alliances, mastered ironworking, and preserved traditions that continue to inspire millions today. South Africa, a mosaic of ancient nations. The country name known today as South Africa did not exist before the colonial era. Instead, its lands belonged to numerous independent kingdoms and communities, each with its own language, leadership, and cultural identity. Among the most celebrated was the Zulu Kingdom, whose disciplined military organization under King Shaka transformed the political landscape of Southern Africa. Through innovation, strategy, and remarkable leadership, the Zulu became one of the continent's most influential kingdoms. To the south and east lived the Xhosa peoples, whose rich oral traditions, agricultural societies, and resilient communities flourished for centuries. Across the interior were the Sotho and Tswana kingdoms, where rulers governed prosperous settlements connected through trade, diplomacy, and shared customs. Even older were the San and Khoikhoi, whose ancestors occupied southern Africa for thousands of years. Their knowledge of wildlife, astronomy, medicinal plants, and survival in some of the world's harshest environments represents one of humanity's oldest continuous cultural traditions. Long before borders divided the region, these societies created a vibrant world built upon cooperation, resilience, and deep respect for the land. Lesotho, the Mountain Kingdom. High within southern Africa's mountains rose the Kingdom of the Basotho. Founded under the visionary leadership of King Mashashu I, the kingdom united previously divided communities through diplomacy, negotiation, and strategic leadership rather than conquest alone. The mountains became natural fortresses that protected the Basotho people during times of conflict. Their kingdom demonstrated that unity could become one of the greatest defenses against outside threats. Today, Lesotho continues to preserve much of this remarkable heritage. Eswatini, the Kingdom of the Swazi. Unlike many African nations whose names changed during colonial rule, Eswatini preserves one of the continent's oldest royal traditions. For generations, Swazi kings and queens maintained a monarchy deeply connected to cultural ceremonies, ancestral customs, and national identity. Traditional festivals celebrated harvests, renewal, and community life, while the monarchy served as both political leadership and cultural guardian. Its continuity reminds us that some of Africa's oldest institutions have survived despite centuries of dramatic change. Botswana, the land of the Tswana. Modern Botswana developed from a network of powerful Tswana chiefdoms whose authority rested upon cooperation, respected leadership, and strong community institutions. Settlements prospered through cattle herding, farming, regional commerce, and carefully maintained alliances between neighboring communities. Leadership depended not only upon strength, but also on wisdom, consultation, and the ability to unite families under shared traditions. These principles helped many Tswana communities maintain remarkable stability across generations. Namibia, desert kingdoms and ancient peoples. Across the Namib, desert-lived societies perfectly adapted to one of Earth's oldest landscapes. The Herero, Nama, Ovambo, and San peoples each developed distinctive cultures suited to their environments. Some became renowned cattle herders, while others perfected hunting, gathering, and survival techniques passed from one generation to the next. The desert itself became both protector and teacher, shaping civilizations whose understanding of nature remains extraordinary even today. Mozambique, kingdoms between land and sea. The coastline of present-day Mozambique formed part of the great Swahili trading world. Merchant ships crossed the Indian Ocean carrying gold, ivory, spices, ceramics, textiles, and ideas between Africa, Arabia, Persia, and Asia. Inland flourished powerful kingdoms, including the Mutapa Empire, the Razvi Kingdom, and later the Gaza Empire, each contributing to Southern Africa's political and economic development. These states controlled valuable trade routes linking the continent's interior with bustling coastal ports. Zambia, crossroads of Central and Southern Africa. Before becoming Zambia, this region formed part of wider cultural and political networks connected to the Luba and Lunda civilizations. Communities throughout the region became respected for ironworking, agriculture, craftsmanship, and spiritual leadership. Powerful kingdoms such as Baricelin developed sophisticated systems of governance that influenced neighboring regions for centuries. The rivers flowing across the land carried not only goods, but also languages, customs, and ideas that connected distant peoples. Zimbabwe, the city of stone. Although Great Zimbabwe has already appeared in our journey, its significance deserves one final reflection. Its towering stone walls remain among Africa's greatest architectural achievements. Built without mortar, they continue to stand as evidence of remarkable engineering, planning, and organization. The prosperity of Great Zimbabwe supported later kingdoms such as Mutapa and Razvi, whose influence extended across much of southern Africa. These monuments remind the world that advanced urban civilization flourished in Africa long before colonial expansion. Malawi, the Kingdom of Maravi. The modern name Malawi traces its heritage to the ancient Maravi kingdom. The word itself is often associated with the glowing light of sunrise reflecting across Lake Malawi, symbolizing renewal, hope, and the beauty of the land. Communities throughout the kingdom developed thriving agricultural societies supported by trade, fishing, and skilled craftsmanship. Their history remains woven into Malawi's identity today, the Swahili coast, Africa's maritime civilization. Stretching from modern Somalia through Kenya, Tanzania, northern Mozambique, and the nearby islands, the Swahili coast became one of the greatest commercial networks of the medieval world. Here, African merchants welcomed traders from Arabia, Persia, India, and China while preserving their own language, architecture, and traditions. Stone-built coastal cities flourished as centers of commerce, scholarship, navigation, and diplomacy. Far from being isolated, ancient Africa participated actively in global exchange centuries before European colonial rule. Madagascar, an island of many kingdoms. Separated from mainland Africa by the Mozambique Channel, Madagascar developed one of the world's most distinctive civilizations. Its people blended African and Southeast Asian ancestry, creating unique languages, customs, and political traditions. Before unification, kingdoms such as the Marina, Sakalava, and Betsimisaraka Confederation ruled different parts of the island. Together, they built a culture unlike any other on Earth, the Comoros, islands between worlds. The Comoros archipelago occupied an important position along Indian Ocean trade routes. Influenced by African, Arab, Persian, and Swahili cultures, its islands became prosperous centers of maritime commerce. Sultanates governed the islands while sailors connected East Africa with distant civilizations across the ocean. Their history illustrates Africa's long tradition of international exchange. Seychelles, Mauritius, and Cape Verde. Not every island followed the same historical path. Some, including the Seychelles, had no permanent indigenous kingdoms before later settlement, serving primarily as temporary stopping points for African sailors, Arab merchants, and Indian Ocean navigators. Mauritius became associated with the Mascarene Islands and later developed communities formed by migration and survival. Cape Verde, too, occupied a unique position. Before permanent settlement, its islands were largely uninhabited but were known to passing seafarers navigating the Atlantic. Even these islands became part of Africa's wider maritime story, shaped by movement, exploration, and cultural exchange. The legacy of ancient Africa. Our journey now reaches its final destination, From the pyramids of Kemet to the forests of Congo, from the deserts of the Sahara to the Great Lakes, from the Swahili ports of the Indian Ocean to the stone cities of Zimbabwe, one truth rises above every chapter. Africa did not begin with colonization. Its history was never empty. Its civilizations were never silent. Long before foreign empires drew borders across maps, Africa had already named its mountains, honored its rivers, built magnificent kingdoms, established universities, governed prosperous cities, traded across continents, and created cultures whose influence continues to shape the modern world. The countries we recognize today are relatively recent. Beneath each modern border lies a far older identity, a kingdom, an empire, a confederation, or a people whose story deserves to be remembered. To rediscover these names is more than an exercise in history. It is a return to memory. It is a celebration of identity. It is an acknowledgement that Africa has always possessed its own voice, its own civilizations, and its own destiny. Ancient Africa is not merely a chapter of the past. It is a living inheritance carried in languages, traditions, monuments, songs, ceremonies, and the enduring spirit of its people. If this journey has deepened your appreciation of Africa's remarkable heritage, let it continue beyond this documentary. Share these stories, speak these ancient names, pass them to the next generation. Because history survives when people choose to remember. The borders may have changed. The maps may have been redrawn. But the soul of ancient Africa remains exactly where it has always been, alive in its people, preserved in its history, and waiting for the world to rediscover it. The ancestors may have finished speaking for today, but their story is far from over. Subscribe to Ancient Africa Explained for more videos like this. Turn on notification bell and let me know the area you would like me to cover on my next video.